Hello and welcome. Today in this lecture, we will be going through section 49 to section 51. We are continuing our chapter of share capital and debentures. So, we have so far completed up to section 48 of the share capital and debentures chapter, which is chapter 4 of your syllabus of CA intern. Now, as far as section 49 to section 51 is concerned, this is consisting about provisions for calls and other incidental matters. So, without wasting any time, let's get started on section 49 to section 51. First of all, section 49 to section 51 speaks about calls and other incidental matters relating to calls. So, as we all know, calls is something that every company which has issued share capital and has not recovered the whole amount of face value or nominal value at the time of application will do call for such amount at regular intervals as may have been specified in the terms of issue and by the articles of that particular company. First of all, section 49 would speak about that calls have to be made uniformly. And there should not be any differentiation for a given class of security holders, which means if there is a class of security holders, say a class of security holders, then all the shareholders of this particular class will be called for call money only in uniform basis. That means 3 rupees is called as call money from a set of shareholders of that particular class, then all the shareholders of that particular class will have to pay rupees 3 as call money. Okay, so there should be no differentiation for a given class of security holders. So section 49 was very simple. Only two things that you have to remember is uniformity should be there in calls which have been called by the company, and there shall be no differentiation in the given class of security holders. So section 49 is clear. Now, section 50 speaks about advance call money. Section 50 speaks about advance call money, or you can also call it as advance subscription or call money received in advance. What do you mean by call money received in advance? That means there are some shareholders who like to pay their call money before it is called by the company, before it is due. So whenever a shareholder pays any call money before it is due, then we call it as advance call money. So what is the provision which is given for advance call money is covered under section 50. And section 50 says if it is authorized by the articles. So only if it is authorized by the articles, the company may accept from any member, the whole or part of the amount remaining unpaid on any shares held by him. Even if no part of it is called up by the company. That means the amount is yet to be due, but any shareholder pays the amount before it is due, and then the company may accept it if it is authorized by articles. This is known as advance call money. Okay, this part is clear. You have understood what is advance call money. The company can take it is accept it in whole or in part also. Like say, if the unpaid amount on a particular share is 6 rupees, okay, and the call which is due now is for 3 rupees, but a particular shareholder pays the whole of 6 rupees. That means actual amount due was 3 rupees, and the shareholder is paying extra 3 rupees, which is advance call money, which is call money received in advance. So company can accept call money in advance for the whole of the unpaid amount or the part of the unpaid amount also. Now, if a particular shareholder says that I have paid whole of the unpaid amount, so I should get some specific or better privileges than those who have not yet paid, then that is not the case, because the privilege will be only in terms of dividend. Normally, dividend is paid in proportionate to the paid up amount of that particular share. In this case, if the shareholder has paid an higher amount or whole of the amount before it is due, then he will get dividend according to the paid up amount, which is proportionate to the amount which he is paid. In this case, he has paid in advance also. So that is one privilege that the shareholder who has paid advance call money will get. But if the shareholder says that I have paid advance call money and hence I should be getting an enhanced voting right and enhanced voting right. So do remember that voting right is also proportionate to the paid up capital or paid up share capital of your holdings. So in case the shareholder says I have already paid up the whole amount as advance and hence I should be getting higher amount of voting rights, so that is not possible in this particular section. So this section 50 very clearly says there is no enhanced voting rights that will be received by the shareholder. Do remember this, there is no enhanced voting rights till the amount is due. This is very, very important from an examination point of view. Let's go to our notes where we are going to speak about, I have already discussed 2 points, that is section 51, which says that company could pay proportionate dividend in proportion to the amount paid on each share if authorized by the articles, which means that company can pay an higher dividend proportionate to the paid up amount to such shareholder who has paid advance call money. That is a privilege or say a pro which the shareholder would get. But the such shareholder would not get, there would be no increase in voting rights. There will be no increase in voting right. Voting rights would not increase. Very, very important to remember this in your mind. Okay, very, very important point. This is important from case study purpose also. In case any question comes from this particular section, that is section 49, section 50, section 51, then remember this is the most likeliest question which will come. Okay, so no increase in voting rights even if you pay advance call money. On that advance money till the amount is duly called and adjusted. I hope this whole point is clear to you. So I hope you are now clear with section 49, which says call money should be uniform. There should be no differentiation between given class of security holders. Section 49 is clear. Section 50, that company can accept wholly or partly any amount which is remaining unpaid on any shares held by the shareholder in advance. In advance, that is given by section 50. And section 51 says that company would pay proportionate dividend as per the amount which is paid by the shareholder on each share. On each share, if such proportionate dividend is authorized by the articles of the company. All 3 points are clear. And the fourth most important point is that such advance call money which is paid by the shareholder would not result into increase in his voting rights on that advance amount till it is actually due and called and adjusted by the company. I hope everything is clear. It is a very simple provision. Now there is an example given by the ICAI module. Let's go through that also, which says that Moonstar Limited, which limited? Moonstar Limited is authorized by articles to accept whole or part of any amount remaining unpaid call. This means it is speaking about advance call money. Advance call money. Okay. Now advance call money is covered under which section? Section 50. Which section? Section 50. So unpaid from any member, although no part of that amount has been called up. Okay. That means it is not due and still the company has the power to accept the amount. A shareholder of Moonstar Limited deposits in advance the remaining amount due on such shares without any calls made by Moonstar Limited. That means A has paid an extra amount which is advance call money. In the given case, A has deposited in advance the amount remaining due to on his shares without any calls made by Moonstar Limited. So Moonstar Limited was authorized because it is authorized by what? By its articles to accept the unpaid calls by its articles. Hence, it is a valid transaction. So, in case the question is silent, whether it is authorized by articles or not, then you have to mention that for the transaction to be valid, the authorization from articles of association is mandatory, and only if Moonstar Limited has that authorization, then only this transaction will be valid. Okay, it is clear to you. Now, in this particular example itself, if the sub question is asked whether the company can give higher amount of dividend vis-a-vis other shareholders, then the answer will be if the articles of association have authorized the company to pay proportional dividend in proportion to the amount paid on each share, then yes. Then yes. Whereas the second question might also be that whether it will result into increase in voting rights for shareholder A, then in that case also our answer will be that such advance money will not result into any increase in voting rights as it is very clearly specified under section 50. Okay, so this was section 49, section 50 and section 51. I hope you have understood this short lecture, and if you have understood this lecture, then please do like the video, share the video with your friends, and if you have not yet subscribed to this channel, do subscribe to this channel because I'm going to cover most of the important sections of CA Inter. Thanks a lot. Stay safe, stay healthy.